Hey guys, welcome back to my vlog channel. So today's video is going to be a 3-day meal plan for anyone who has just had jaw surgery. I had my surgery 5 weeks ago. It's actually 5 weeks tomorrow, I think. And so this meal plan is going to be entirely liquid. I know that not everyone has to eat 100% liquids right after their surgery, but if you have your jaw closed shut with elastics or if it's wired shut, then it definitely has to be liquids. And even if you can incorporate some soft foods right away, hopefully you can get some ideas from this video. But I just wanted to quickly do a little bit of an intro talking about why certain things are included in this meal plan, because honestly, everything that's going to be mentioned today has a pretty specific purpose. So first off, I just want to talk about the importance of protein. Our bodies need protein to build and repair our tissues. So especially after we have just had a surgery where things obviously need to be repaired, we need to be giving it enough protein. If it doesn't get enough, then it doesn't have the tools it needs to repair. And protein also helps to fight infection, which is also something you want to be prioritizing post-surgery, because the last thing you want to get on top of everything else is an infection. Now, when we think of meat, we think of fish, we think of eggs, we think of beans. A lot of these things we can't have right after jaw surgery. None of these are liquids, so we really need to look to protein powders and meal replacement shakes instead. But the problem here is that a lot of these, first off, they have protein sources that are not that bioavailable and are also inflammatory. Soy, for example, and pea protein. Pea protein is heavily processed, and your body can't actually use a lot of the protein in it. So neither of these are ideal. Soy is also inflammatory for a lot of people, and you don't want extra inflammation on top of what's already going on. They also oftentimes include sugar and artificial sweeteners. Artificial sweeteners, we'll talk about probiotics and antibiotics and the gut in a second, but artificial sweeteners, not great for your gut. You're gonna have to take antibiotics after your surgery, which completely wipes out your gut bacteria, both good and bad. So you want to be doing everything to support your gut that you can, and artificial sweeteners gonna work against this. So the protein powder, which is actually a meal replacement shake that I recommend, that I've been using and absolutely loving, is from a company called Health Code. I know they sell in the US and they also have an Australian store as well. This contains the most bioavailable form of protein. It also includes collagen, which is really good for bone repair and also skin repair. So if you had to have any incisions, I had one on either side, I had a couple stitches, collagen is going to be really great for repairing that, so you have less scarring. It is also really rich in vitamins and minerals, which are again really important for healing. You want to be giving your body everything possible that it could need in order to repair. Then your healing process is going to go smoothly. And it also has a decent amount of fat, which is really important when you're eating a liquid diet. It's not always easy to get enough, and fat is an essential nutrient, especially for women. If you're not getting enough fat in, then you're gonna have problems with your hormones. And again, you just don't want to have any other issues going on beyond what's already happening. So that's the meal replacement that I'm using whenever I do the shakes or have protein powders in this video. That's the one. Next up, I want to talk about electrolytes. So electrolytes, the main ones are sodium, magnesium, potassium, and calcium. These are all really important for just overall health, but healing and repair especially. If you are just drinking plain water, you're dehydrating yourself. If you're someone who, and this used to be me, just has to pee non-stop all day long, that is your body trying to balance your electrolytes, because you've just drunk so much water, you've diluted your system, so it's trying to balance the ratio between the electrolytes and your water intake. So there are a few electrolyte supplements I recommend. 𝘾𝙬 is one brand and LMNT is another. I will link both of those in the description box down below. But I add these to all of my water. It's a very rare circumstance where I'm just drinking water plain unless I'm out at a restaurant or something like that. At the very least, add just like a pinch of sea salt. That is gonna really help. And just one more thing before we get into the meal plan, antibiotics. So you're gonna have to take them after your surgery, and like I said, they just completely wipe out your gut, both good and bad bacteria. So it's really important to be eating foods that contain probiotics. These are going to help replenish your gut with good bacteria. The health code shakes do contain some probiotics, so that's fantastic. Other sources that you're gonna see in this video are kefir. I never know if I'm saying that right, if it should be like kefir or something, but anyways, you'll see what I mean, and yogurt as well. But with that, let's get into the meal plan. All right, so before we get into it, I filmed the intro, that was all good. I started to film some of the recipes, I was filming the soup, and then I realized that I needed to tell you something about the blenders that I use. And I filmed like a little clip. Yeah, just going through the files right now, and I have like a huge piece of food on the side of my mouth while I'm talking. And I'm like, okay, do I just leave it in and do a disclaimer like, oh, I still can't feel this side of my face entirely, even though I can feel it. And my cats are going crazy. Nothing is going right so far today. Yeah, I'm like, do I just put a little disclaimer being like, I have food on my face, couldn't feel it, sorry. And then I'm like, oh my God, no, that's too mortifying. So I'll put a little clip here of what I looked like. But anyways, what I wanted to tell you was the blenders I use. Well, the blender I use to make the soup is the Ninja Foodie. I think it's called the Ninja Hot and Cold Foodie. And I cannot recommend it enough, first off. If you don't have this blender though, you can still make the soups. You just are gonna have to do a little bit more chopping, some more sauteing, and just kind of do all of that in a pot instead of in the blender. I really like this blender because pretty much you just throw everything in, it cooks it, it chops it, does everything, blends it up nice and smooth. Super, super easy, as you'll see in this video. So I use that for all of my soups, and especially during this jaw surgery recovery has been an absolute lifesaver. I will link to that in the description box down below. The other blender I use is, I can't remember the name, it's by Ninja as well, but it's a blender specifically for like smoothies and smoothie bowls and making pestos and things like that. So that's what I've been using for all of my shakes. Again, it is just perfect for jaw surgery recovery. You use the same cup, put it on, there's a blender setting, or a smoothie setting, I mean. And yeah, super easy to clean. That's fantastic. You can just drink straight out of the cup that you blend with. That's the disclaimer that I was trying to put in here, but now I'm refilming this clip. Anyways, I won't keep you guys too much longer. Let's get into the meal plan. Bye.